Hi students, today we are going to discuss about human reproduction. Welcome to Read MedPrep Academy channel. We are going to discuss about part 4 regarding Introduction to Gametogenesis and Spermatogenesis. What is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis is the process of formation of gametes. What are the gametes? Sperms in the males and the ovum in the females from the primary sex organs, that is testes in the males and the ovary in the females. In all sexually reproducing organisms, the males produce sperms and the females produce the ovum. The male gamete, the sperms, are formed in the testes by a process called spermatogenesis. Similarly, the female gamete, the ovum, is formed in the females in the ovary by a process called oogenesis. The meiosis, a type of cell division, plays a very significant role in the process of gametogenesis. In this process, a diploid human cell is converted into a haploid gamete. A diploid sex cell contains how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes. And a haploid gamete contains 23 chromosomes. We represent the diploid by 2n and the haploid by n. So 2n is equal to 46 chromosomes and n is equal to 23 chromosomes. What is spermatogenesis? Spermatogenesis means the formation of the male gamete in the males. The male gamete is the sperm. Where does it occur? It occurs in the testis by a sequence of events. Which part of the testis? The seminiferous tubules. And what is the male gamete? The male gamete is the sperm. This procedure of formation of the male gamete, the sperm, is called spermatogenesis. So what are the different stages or steps involved in the development of the sperm? First, during the development of the fetus, the primordial germ cells, they migrate in the testis and become immature germ cells. These germ cells are called sperm mother cells or spermatogonia. They are present on the inner surface of the seminiferous tubules, that is the germinal epithelium. The spermatogonia begins to undergo mitotic division when at the time of puberty, and these mitotic divisions continue throughout life. The spermatogonia, they migrate towards the central portion of the seminiferous tubules, that is the lumen. Among these Sartori cells, and they become modified and enlarged to form the primary spermatocyte. So the primary spermatocyte is a modified cell of the spermatogonia, and it contains diploid number of chromosomes, that is 23 pairs of 46 chromosomes. The spermatogonia, which is diploid, gives rise to, by mitotic division, the primary spermatocyte, which is also a diploid cell. Now, some of the spermatocytes, they undergo the first meiotic division. When they undergo the first meiotic division, the diploid number of chromosomes become haploid number of chromosomes. And the cell that is formed is called the secondary spermatocyte. And the secondary spermatocyte contains only 23 chromosomes. The secondary spermatocytes, they undergo a second meiotic division. The second meiotic division is nothing but it's a simple mitotic division. And the secondary spermatocytes produce 4 haploid spermatids. Now what happens to the spermatids? The spermatids are transformed into mature spermatozoa, and the process that converts the spermatids to spermatozoa or the sperms is called spermiogenesis. Now, what happens to the sperms that are formed, they are released into the cavity of the seminiferous tubules. And the process of release of the sperms into the cavity of the seminiferous tubules is called spermiation. We can see how the spermatogonia becomes the primary spermatocyte, the primary spermatocyte becomes the secondary spermatocyte, the secondary spermatocyte contains haploid number of chromosomes, it gives rise to 4 spermatids, and the 4 spermatids mature to the sperm cells. And the whole process of spermatogenesis takes about 64 days. And when you take the section of the seminiferous tubules at a given time, it contains different stages of the spermatogenesis, like the spermatogonia, the primary spermatocyte, the secondary spermatocyte, the spermatids, and the spermatozoa. The sperm production remains constant at a rate of 200 million sperms per day. How many sperms are produced per day? 200 million sperms. And when does the spermatogenesis starts? It usually starts at the time of puberty in males, at the age around 10 to 16 years. What are the hormones that are necessary for the control of spermatogenesis? How it starts? See, the hormone called gonadotropin releasing hormone. This hormone is released from the hypothalamus, and this hormone initiates the process of the spermatogenesis. Where is the hypothalamus present? The hypothalamus is present between the cerebrum and the cerebellum, just above the pituitary gland, and this secretes the hormone gonadotropin releasing hormone. This gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the anterior pituitary, and the anterior pituitary releases 2 gonadotropins or 2 sex gonadotropins, namely follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Now we must understand what is the role of follicle stimulating hormone and what is the role of the luteinizing hormone. The follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the growth of the testis near the puberty and enhances the production of the androgen binding protein by the Sertoli cells. It also helps in the process called spermiogenesis. What does the luteinizing hormone do? It acts on the Leydig cells. The Leydig cells stimulates the synthesis of testosterone, which in turn stimulates the process of spermatogenesis. So to sum up, what is the hormone control? The hypothalamus releases the gonadotropin releasing hormone. It stimulates the anterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary secretes the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. The follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the Sertoli cells. The Sertoli cells initiate the spermatogenesis, and they also release a hormone called inhibin. So when enough sperms are formed, the inhibin causes a feedback inhibition of the anterior pituitary. And what does the luteinizing hormone do? It stimulates the Leydig cells, helps in the release of testosterone, which causes spermatogenesis. This testosterone finds out how much of sperms are produced. Once there are excess of amounts of sperms are produced, they again give a negative feedback to the anterior pituitary to decrease the secretion of the gonadotropins, and they also inhibit the hypothalamus to release the gonadotropin releasing hormone. Now, what is the structure of spermatozoa? How does it look like? A human sperm is microscopic. It has to be seen only under the microscope. It is flagellated. It is motile. It is a motile gamete. And the whole body of the sperm is covered by a membrane. That membrane is called the plasma membrane. And what are the parts of the sperm? It consists of the head, the neck, the middle piece, and the tail. Where are all these parts present and what are the sizes we shall see? The head is about 5.1 micrometer in length, and the thickness is about 3.1 micrometer. The head consists of 2 parts. One part is called the acrosome, the other part is the nucleus. What is acrosome? Acrosome is a small cap-like structure that is present in the front end of the sperm, and it is like a pointed structure, and it is formed mainly by the Golgi body of the spermatid. It also contains an enzyme which is a proteolytic enzyme. The name of the enzyme is hyaluronidase. What does it do? It's a lysine enzyme. It helps in dissolution of the wall of the ovum and allows the sperm to enter into the ovum during fertilization. You can see in this picture the acrosome as well as the plasma membrane covering the head, and the outer part of the acrosome and the inner part of the acrosome. Inside is the nucleus. What is the nucleus? The nucleus is the DNA material. It is flat and oval. It is present below the acrosome in the head. It contains haploid number of chromosomes, that is in human beings 23 number of chromosomes. In another picture you can see that the nucleus in the center of the nucleus is protamine rich and the surrounding is histone rich. Now what about the neck? The neck is very short, and the neck is present between the head and the middle piece. The head in front and the middle piece is behind. In the middle is the neck. Now the neck contains centrioles. One is the proximal centriole towards the nucleus. This plays a very important role in the first division of the zygote. And there is a distal centriole which gives rise to the axial filament of the sperm. Now coming to the middle piece. The middle piece of the sperm consists of a spirally coiled or twisted mitochondria around the axial filament. The mitochondrial spiral is otherwise called Nebenkan. What is the purpose of the middle piece? Since it contains mitochondria, it gives energy for the movement of the sperm, because energy is required for the movement of the sperm to reach the fallopian tube for fertilization. So what is the energy that is produced by the mitochondria? It is in the form of ATP molecules. Now the tail. Tail is the longest part of the sperm. It is long and slender, and it is around 50 micrometer long. What does it have? It has a central axial filament or the axoneme and an outer protoplasmic sheath. You can see the cut section of the sperm tail where you have an outer fibrous sheath and a central axoneme. How does the sperm move? By the lashing movements of the tail. This helps the sperm to move forward. Do you know what is the speed of the sperm cell? It is about 1 to 3 millimeter per minute. And the type of movement is by whipping in an elliptical zone. The human male ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperms during coitus. And it is estimated that 60% of the sperms must have the normal shape of which at least 40% must show the vigorous motility. If the motility is less, the fertility will be affected. So the smallest human cell in the human body is the sperm. Now, males are said to be sterile when they don't have enough quantity of sperm, or when the quality of the sperm is not good and the viability of the sperm is not good. What is meant by azoospermia? Azoospermia means failure in the formation of sperms or spermatogenesis. What is oligospermia? It refers to decrease in the formation of sperm or decrease in the sperm count. What is prostatitis? Enlargement of the prostate gland is called prostatitis, and this can lead to difficulty in urination. What is orchidectomy? Castration or surgical removal of the testis is called orchidectomy. What is spermatch? The first ejaculation that occurs in a young boy at the time of puberty is called spermatch. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, like, share and comment our channel Read Med Prep Academy. Don't forget to log on to www.readmedprepacademy.com. Our email is readmedprepacademy@gmail.com. Facebook ID is Read Med Prep Academy. Thank you very much.